Hello. I guess this is just gonna record again. So my son just came in and was telling me that there was a snake on the TV, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And I was letting him know that I was starting a video, and I found that very synchronistic, and it was very kind of abnormal, and I was literally going to push the button and then he comes in and says that. But anyway, my name is Angel. I'm an intuitive reader, Reiki healer, and just all around spiritual lover. So if you found your way here, there's definitely a message here for you. Remember, the universe loves you and everything is working out for your best and highest good. So I already pulled a spread this morning, and I don't know if it's because I chose not to have coffee today and instead drink some tea, but I am really digging this vibe. I don't know if anybody can relate to this, but it's really nice. It's really nice. Okay, so I want to say, whoever you are, you have learned some very valuable lessons. You've learned to move through these lessons with grace, with ease. You're learning discipline. You're like weeding out what doesn't need to be practiced by you anymore, like where you want to lean more towards, and it's changing every single day that you wake up. Your energy is becoming lighter, it's more direct, it's more focused, because you're putting that intention. You're stopping those negative thought processes that are coming up that maybe you've had your entire life, or for a short period, because we go through phases. And with the King of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Empress, you're building your faith. This discipline that you're putting yourself through, that you're going through, is one, necessary, but two, it's helping you build your faith within yourself. This discipline, this King of Pentacles is clearly just giving me very disciplined, because you know what the long-term goal is. And then the Fool and the Empress is giving, like, you're choosing to just give trust to the universe to bring in exactly what it is that you need at this time. And that is such a beautiful energy to be in. Like, very like proactive, but with ease. Like, things are just falling into place. You're doing it. You're showing up where you need to show up. You're learning, or reading this little paragraph that you were led to, or reading this little whatever it is that you're led to, your intuition is leading you to. You're doing it. You're disciplined. You're obedient, and by doing this, attracting your harvest. The harvest is going to be very bountiful for whoever I'm talking to, because it's like you know what to do. You know the process, you know the steps now, because you've went over things from your past. Because where your focus is right now is gaining a new perspective on your hurt, seeing things through a different lens, seeing things in a different way. Like, instead of only thinking of the worst times of your life and seeing them in the light of like victim mentality, like poor me, like why did I have to go through that? You're looking at something now. Your focus is like, okay, your gifts are there. That's where your gifts lie, are in the hardest times of your life. That's why we have the Three of Swords and the Hangman in your focus position. And I don't care what anybody says. What I'm seeing, my perspective on this Three of Swords and this Hangman, is you're reevaluating something. You're like, this is Hermit energy, and this is Hermit season, or this is Virgo season, I should say. And it's almost like maybe somebody had something traumatic happen on a bed with a guitar. I'm not sure, but she's like up here seeing it from a new angle. Like, of course, the things we went through are terrible. They're bad, but they are there to teach us a lesson. Nothing happens without God's permission. Like, this is the learning school. This is where we come to learn and see how strong, what our character is made of. All right. I get a little excited. Now, you could have DNA codes that are popping up. What's a better way to explain this? There could be a conflicting energy from your bloodline, okay? And this is something, you're a generational curse breaker. And what I mean by that is you're identifying patterns that maybe your parents exhibited, your grandparents exhibited, and it doesn't sit well with you. It's like a gut feeling, like that's not in alignment with you, and you're choosing to break that pattern, break that cycle, reform your DNA. Your DNA is mutating in a way, okay? And this is the challenge position, the Five of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. And this could be with a family, but if you're already disconnected from your family now, like you're healing with all this reflective energy that I see going on, and self-love and discipline and bettering yourself. And there was a change recently. There was something that changed within your soul family, within a group setting, or just with your emotional, like your soul family, like spiritually. Something changed everything. Spirit really wants you to focus on what is it going to look like when you have this crown on your head? What is that feeling going to be? The true happiness and fulfillment that you seek. Whatever the definition of happiness is for you, what you've decided to bring into your life, however the universe wants to bring it in, because we can't control how. And that's just it. If you release control here with the Empress and the Fool, it will be given to you, again, not in a way how you exactly pictured it, but it will come to you in some form or another. And it does take time. It does take time, and to remain grounded and hold this vision. Spirit wants you to hold this vision of your success, because the crown is yours. It's already there. You're just stepping into that reality, because the reality has already been created because you asked it to be. I mean, it actually, parallel universe, well, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but this is really good for whoever this is for. Everything looks really good. Your focus, the situation that you're in right now, just being aware of this challenge, whether it's physical here in the DNA in the physical realm with your family, or conflict with money of some sort for some of you. But I'm really getting DNA. When I saw that, I saw DNA, conflict, like ancestral patterns, like being aware of, okay, asking yourself, like, okay, why am I doing this, and is this the best choice? And wait to hear that intuitional message, that sign. Now, in the near future, what's coming up for you? You're going to be given some kind of new knowledge. You're going to come into possession, or something new. You see this book being given to this other person. Maybe you're the one giving it to somebody else because they're down and out and they look like they could use a little bit of help. And that is kind of your role. You know, if you resonate with like being a light worker or just being a good human being, actually. Somebody could be feeling really low right now, really hard on themselves, hard about a situation, and you possibly have the information that can help them. The slightest smile, the slightest acknowledgement from a person can change their entire day, their whole trajectory. And who I'm talking to, you already know this. You do this, it's embedded in you. It's who you are. And if this isn't a person you're going to come across that might need a little advice. Ooh, I'm seeing 55 here. How did I miss that? Yeah, 55. You could be born in 1955. Maybe this person's 55 years old. But they could probably use a kind word. Now remember, we don't overgive. We are recovering people pleasers. For some of us, I know that's not everybody, but for me, I'm a recovering people pleaser, and it's important to remember not to give too much of yourself, because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're going to let somebody else down, and then you're going to have that energy cord, you know, because we're constantly creating contracts every single day. We're we're making promises or we're saying we're going to do things, like always make sure you're following through, or you're keeping in contact, you're keeping in communication and letting the other people know what's going on, because it is an energy cord, it is an energy pull. And if you're like, oh man, I didn't do that, then you're hard on yourself, and then you're internalizing all of those low vibrational feelings and energies, and you don't want it manifesting externally. So you have a lot of responsibility on your plate at this time, because there's a new opportunity presented to you, and you're going after it with this Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles here with the Ten of Wands. I know this can talk about overburden and this is way too much, but whoever I'm talking to, you can handle it. You've went through some stuff that prepared you for this exact situation. And is it a lot of work? Yes, but this new opportunity, you're not allowing it to pass you by, because you know this is going to set you up for the future. This is going to set you up where you're able to really know yourself and be completely balanced in all aspects of your life, that you're able to cook, you're able to also multitask and be taking care of your business, your responsibilities, and really help this pentacle that she's holding grow and nourish you and your family. I see a lot of, I mean, look at that cabinet. I just noticed that. Look at all those pentacles. Like, generational wealth. Your kids are going to be good. Also teaching good morals to them, helping them understand, like, be very grateful. We need to learn to be very thankful and grateful for the things that we have, not the things that we don't have, because that mentality can drive people to midlife crisis or just a complete identity crisis in general. Like, oh, why did I want this? Like, we don't lead people down the wrong path. We show them love and compassion and empowerment and love, and that people do deserve second, third chances if their mindset, if that's what they are really dedicated to. And the actions have to follow suit with what they're saying. 12-12 on the timer. So let's move on to what's going on around you guys. Ace of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. There's an opportunity for some new love that is equal give and take. This person will be equally yoked to you, and if this is not a person, this is just an energy that's going to be working with you to see your dream fulfilled. This can just be God. This could be the divine, you working in tandem with your higher self, which is gorgeous. Fireworks. Now, in your warnings and affirmations position, you have the Knight of Cups and the Hermit. And when I see this, I see you truly loving and devoting yourself to yourself and your higher self and your development, and you're just accepting, like, I am going to continue to learn. I don't know everything, and my truth is constantly evolving. Not many people can do that. Not many people can acknowledge that. Not many people want to even consider that to be the truth. But the truth hurts and it can piss you off, but it frees you. It frees you in ways that I can't even explain, and I've experienced it multiple times. So love on yourself. Take yourself out on a date. Maybe you're taking yourself out on to a retreat. Good for you. Go get a massage. Go love on yourself. But it's like asking yourself, mind, body, soul, spirit, what do you need to feel fully optimized today? What do you need from me that I can do? Like, right after this, I'm going to end up going into a deep meditation. I'm clean. My dogs are clean. My son I just cooked him lunch. You know, I'm going to, like, what needs to be done next? I wait for that little message and then I go do it. Okay, I did a 45-minute this morning, but if you want me to go do another one, I'm more than happy to. 1404. So continue loving on yourself, continue asking yourself those deep questions, philosophical questions, like, why am I doing this? Because you're really going to be able to differentiate and break down what this ancestral pattern is, that maybe generations, maybe you're going to be the first one in 800,000 years in your bloodline to actually break this and acknowledge it. And also 48 Laws of Power is a great book to, for me, it's always been difficult to see where these hateful people are coming from, because it's not the way my mind works. It's not the way that I work. So I never understood it. I was like, oh, if I just love them more, if I give them more. No. The 48 Laws of Power It was, when I was reading it, I was like, is this what my family had in the closet somewhere that they were working from? Because it was like the same storylines. And by becoming aware of these stories, I healed. I healed in ways I couldn't, and now I can pinpoint it. I even had a neighbor that exuded this exact same energy as my sister, and that was my big clue. I was like, "Whoa, okay, thank you, universe." Like I'm getting the picture now. So that could be very beneficial for somebody. And to finish this off, the outcome is the Four of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. Your work, whatever you're developing, whatever you're going for, whatever your dream is, this is a firm foundation. It's slow moving, but slow and steady wins the race. We all know this. If you do something super duper fast, it's not as good as if you had went slow. But remember not to be too slow, because you're not a slug, okay? Or a snail. But this is setting you up for a lot of future creativity too. It's like you're going to be so stable. You're going to be so at ease, like no more fright or flight situations, to where you're able to truly create from your heart and your soul. Like nothing is going to be upheaval you anymore besides yourself. You're the only person that's going to have that power now, because you've conquered, you've overcome so much that now you're in the position to give others advice, to help them along their journey, because you evaluate, you gain this new perspective on what all this loss, this pain really was. And when you can look back on your trauma, the worst times of your entire life, and look at them with compassion and be grateful for them, you're on the right track. Which is absolutely beautiful. All right, let's get a self-care card here, since I'm seeing whoever I'm talking to, you're like really focused on yourself. You're really focused on your discipline, being right with God, being right with yourself, which is one and the same, being right with the universe. But it's like easy flowing. It's not jagged. It's not abrupt. It's equal. It's just cleansing energy. I purify myself with positive energy. I cleanse toxicity and habits that don't serve me. In this space, I cultivate wholeness and embrace a cleansing energy. And that's what you're doing by identifying these patterns, these ancestral patterns that people, oh, my grandpa does it, my grandma does it, my dad does it, and all these people do it. Like, it's normal. It's like those people that are like, oh, everybody cheats. Like, no. Not everybody cheats. I also had Man in the Iron Mask come through. I have it up on my board. I guess that was needed. So, oh, okay. So some of you went through a period that someone else got all the credit, all the fame, and they were horrible, horrible people. They were horrible people. And now the positions are getting flipped, and everybody's actually really happy because they have a humble leader. They have somebody that's better suited for the job. That's not, people aren't in fear to be around you like they were them. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. So you're cultivating wholeness and embracing cleansing energy. You might have a really good spiritual hygiene, keeping up with those baths, those salt baths, herbs, speaking intentions into your tea, into your water. Yeah, because you're cleansing out anything that isn't serving, anything that's going to hold you back, anything that you might have picked up from your family or your friends growing up, and like, oh, why do I do that? Or why does that make me feel this way? Or why do I feel like I can't go after this dream? And just uprooting it. And Spirit wants you to remember that the crown is yours. Take your place. Take your rightful place. Okay? 1919 on the timer. I'm going to put one more, because I love this deck. He's not too happy with me because I just gave him a bath and, well, cut his hair too. And then the scissors come out. He'll be okay. As I sow love into others, I am cherished by them. I accept the responsibility to cultivate relationships in my life like a garden. When a relationship does not bear fruit, I am wise enough to prune it. So some of you could be called to prune some family members, or again, these toxic traits, these, it's not bearing fruit. It needs to be snipped. That was the old way, and with the new. And this also is guiding me back to this near future. If you are asked, if you're guided to help somebody, to share a little bit of knowledge with them that might help them along their path, you're being guided to do so. Because as it says, as I sow love into others, I am cherished by them. So you feel good when you're able to just help other people. And it's like you don't expect anything in return. Like you just feel good to help somebody. Like an old granny falls and skins her knee right in front of you. You're going to be there to grab her elbow and help her up, right? You're not expecting her to give you money or something. Like that's not who you are. So I love you. The universe loves you. Everything is working out for your best and your highest good. And until next time, I will see you later.